Now at 10, the severe weather risk going down, but there's still rain moving through tonight. We'll track that and the changes ahead tomorrow coming up.
Go Huskies!
And the Huskies hustling to the finish line of the Final Four. We've got team coverage to bring you all things Husky. Plus, the pedestrian struck and killed last night in Hartford now identified, how his friends and family are remembering his legacy tonight. And a double shooting in New Haven leaves the Elm City grappling with more violence, how the mayor is responding. And UConn's road to the championship leads to Houston, Texas. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carmen Chow. We have team coverage of the Huskies' quest for the title. Fox 61 Sports Director Jonah Karp is in Houston with the team, and Fox 61's Jake Garcia is on the Storrs campus with the fans. But we begin with Jonah in Texas. Hey, Jonah.
Hey Carmen, UConn got off to a fast start against Miami. The Huskies scored the first 9 points of the game, and UConn fans made their presence known both during the game and before the game.
Haven't shaved in 3 weeks. It's a terrible beard. I'm aware of that.
I disagree.
We're going with the good luck.
Do you guys often wear stilts?
We do indeed.
That must be difficult getting around the house. You tell me when.
Been sworn by Miami fans all throughout the city, so it's good to see some UConn presence around here today.
Can I get a go Huskies from you?
Go Huskies, yes. Go Huskies. Oh, yes.
It's 88 degrees in Houston. I'm wearing a bomber jacket, pants, socks, the same getup since 3 weeks ago. I have a wife, she's here.
Do you support this wearing the same attire for 3 consecutive weeks?
Yeah, I'm also wearing the same shirt.
You own a washing machine? Which came first, the juggling or the stilts?
The juggling came first.
How long have you been juggling?
40 years. I started before I was even born.
How is that possible?
Well, you know, I'm used to doing the impossible. If something's impossible, I can do it. If it's too possible, I get bored.
I think if something's impossible, nobody can do. On 3, go Huskies. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Huskies!
Husky Nation packing NRG Stadium, hoping to see UConn advance to the national championship game against San Diego State. We'll have more on tonight's game against Miami coming up later tonight and tomorrow morning. We're live in Houston. Jonah Karp, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, thank you, Jonah. And now we're headed to Storrs, where all of the action is tonight. Fox 61's Jake Garcia joins us live from UConn's campus, which is arguably the largest watch party in the state. Jake, how's the energy there?
Well, Carmen, I can tell you the excitement is palpable. You can feel it in the air. The rain, not the only thing in the air, excitement there as well. You could also feel the excitement underneath your feet as well. You could tell the moment that the UConn men took the court in Houston, because the whole building just rattled a little bit. I was on the court actually earlier when they took the court, and you could just feel the entire building shake. The entire state seems like they're cheering on this team and all hoping for the very best, with the men trying to make it to the championship for the first time since 2014. Fans tell me this would mean the world to them, and they think the team has what it takes to get there.
I love this team with everything in me. This team is so special. I truly believe we're going all the way and we're winning everything right now. I really do.
And right now everyone is hyped up. We're all hoping for a championship. We're all hoping for a win.
And back out here live, it is a very exciting game going on inside. You could probably hear from time to time the cheers and excitement going on inside. So the party far from over here in Storrs on UConn's campus. Reporting live in Storrs, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. And we have more coverage of the UConn men in the Final Four. We've made it easy for you. Text the word Huskies to 860-527-6161 for everything you need to know for UConn's road to the championship. And time now for the weather. We saw some showers this evening, certainly not enough to rain on anyone's parade. When it comes to rooting for the Huskies, let's toss it over to meteorologist Ryan Breton. Hey, Ryan.
Hi, Carmen. Hi, everybody. We actually got pretty lucky here in Connecticut tonight. A lot of severe weather in the Northeast, but the thunderstorms basically split going south and north of us this evening. You can see a big line of storms just to our south tonight, and here are all of the storm damage reports, pretty much missing Connecticut, but also a couple of reports of tornadoes out of Delaware this evening. Right now, we just have some rain that's coming on through the state, pretty quickly moving through, but there are some downpours to the east of Hartford, right around Storrs at the moment, with some steady to briefly heavy rain coming through there. But this won't last too much longer. This is all going to be moving through, maybe another additional shower after midnight, but the trend will be to dry things out toward and past midnight. Temperatures still mild, 56 right now in Hartford, 58 in Willimantic, but it does turn cooler to the west, and that cooler air will be moving in for the day tomorrow. We have a bright sunny day coming up, but it will be much cooler than it was today. Temperatures making it into the 60s when the sun came out this afternoon. Cooler air mass tomorrow, though, will mean we are only in the 40s, and that will come with a gusty wind, 10 to 20 miles per hour, sustained and at times gusting up over 30 miles per hour, especially in the morning. Big changes ahead this week. The warm weather will return. I'll let you know how quickly coming up in just a little while. Carmen?
Thanks, Ryan. Still developing tonight, the Elm City struck by its 8th homicide of the year after an early morning double shooting, and police have now identified one of the victims. This happened today around 8 a.m. in the area of Winthrop Avenue in New Haven. Police responding after a ShotSpotter activation and found 2 men inside a car. The driver was pronounced dead on the scene, while the passenger was taken to the hospital and was pronounced dead shortly after. The passenger has now been identified as 27-year-old Jonathan Garcia of New Haven. Police say this is still an active investigation.
At this time, it's still an active investigation. There's potentially a person of interest, and what we want to relate to the community is that there's no harm to the community, and this is an isolated incident.
New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker also at the scene this morning. He says while the city is making progress in tackling violence, it's still an issue across many cities.
It is, a real challenge that many cities in Connecticut and we are facing right now around violence. We're making progress on this so far this year. Our multi-pronged approach to confronting violence isn't just about policing. We've improved technology around the city. We're putting in a lot of cameras that have helped, been an excellent tool in helping us address and solve some of the shootings and homicides.
And police are asking anyone who may have witnessed this crime or who may have information to please contact police. They have not yet identified the second victim. Detectives closing a decade-old case after extraditing a man who failed to appear in court back in 2012. 64-year-old Thomas Marcel was due to face a judge a decade ago for charges related to child pornography possession. In October of 2021, police say Marcel fled the country for Mexico and eluded authorities before he entered the U.S. again in March to renew his passport. Police then took him into custody. He's set to appear in court on Monday. A 16-year-old is recovering tonight after a shooting in Middletown on Flower and Ferry Streets. Police responded last night around 11 and found the teen near Flower Street and took him to the hospital to be treated. Police believe the victim and 2 other teens were driving when an unknown suspect shot into their car. Middletown police are still investigating, but at this time they believe the teens and the suspect knew each other, so there is no threat to the public. Now, police have identified the man who was hit and killed by a car last night in Hartford. He is 56-year-old Kendall May of Bloomfield. Police say they were called to Main Street around 6:30 last night after a report of a pedestrian hit. Officers were nearby and responded quickly and found May unresponsive in the street. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police added their city cameras did capture the incident. They are looking for the car that drove away, which is a gray Jeep Cherokee with a Vermont license plate of KGE 457. Now, in response to this incident, Kendall's friends and family are coming out in droves to remember him. He graduated from Prince Tech in 1984, where he was later a basketball coach. Those who knew him posting on Facebook tonight about how loved he was and how much he cared for his students and players. And one fellow alumni of Prince Tech posting on Facebook saying, quote, "With a heavy heart, the class of 1984 has lost a father, brother, mentor, and beloved coach, Kendall May Sr. On behalf of the class of '84, we are sending our love and condolences to the May family and our Falcon family." The 10th annual Dance for Anna with Love event was held this morning to remember Anna Grace Marquez Green, one of the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting. The event was held at the Craig Anna Grace Academy of the Arts, named after Anna when it opened last year. There was dancing, food trucks, raffles, and more as a fundraiser. Anna Grace would have turned 17 this weekend. And the Elm City's 26th annual Chiefs Cup between the police and fire departments kicked off this morning. The two-day event began Friday night, where first responders competed for the Elm City Cup in two separate games. Then this morning, the police and fire departments faced off. All proceeds from the event went to supporting first responders injured in the line of duty. Those that attended, like Senator Richard Blumenthal, say the camaraderie was felt across the stadium.
The warmth of this event, despite the cold, is really palpable, and the fellowship, camaraderie, love for each other really comes across.
And there was live music, food, beverages, and a free skate after the main event.